Hello, welcome to Yoga for Wellness. My name is George Ethan Cox. I'm your yoga instructor today, and this is brought to you by Wilkes Recovery Revolution and Yoga with George Ethan. It's an absolute honor to share this practice with you today. A third of it's going to be starting with standing up in upright postures, and then the rest is going to be all on the ground. So just get comfortable. Make sure you get a block and a strap today. We're going to need them, and we'll get started. I'll see you on your mats. All right, my friends, we're going to start on the top of our mats. Nice long spine into Tadasana. Let's begin focusing in on our breath. Breathe in through the nose. Just settling in, lifting from the ground up. And exhale out. Take another deep breath in through the nose. Exhale, relax the shoulders, palms facing forward, heart lifts gently, noticing where your feet meet the mat or floor. Breathing in, nice deep breath. Long breath out here. Settling in, letting go of the day so far. Putting the to-do list aside. It'll be there for you later, but for now, allow yourself to immerse yourself into the practice. And whenever you find yourself wandering, bring yourself back to your breath. Take a deep inhale. Finding an upward rising energy in the front body, raising up. And find a grounding energy in the back body as you exhale it out. One more time, we inhale in, breathe. Exhale out. Fantastic. So from the next inhale in, we're going to inhale, drop your hands, and then lift up, letting your thumbs guide you. Opening the heart space as you inhale. And as you exhale out, slide your left toes back just a third of the way. We're in a high lunge here. Well, we're in a full lunge here where a high lunge is when your toes or your heels, back heels lifted. But for right now, your back heel is dropped. And we don't have to go all the way back. No, that's not required here. We're just going to go about a third. But for here, just stay here. This is Warrior One. And then exhale, relax the shoulders, keeping your arms lifted. Inhale in, straighten that right leg. And we are in a triangle variation here. So from here, and pay attention, this is where you want to get your blocks out. So if you haven't already, grab a block and put it to the left of your right foot. Remember to keep both legs completely straight here. Have your hip flexors in line. You want them to be like two shining headlights facing forward. And whenever I say exhale, we're going to keep the left hand up and cartwheel the right arm down. Down, down, down to where it meets the blocker floor. Now, if you're more advanced in this practice, you can lower your right hand all the way to the mat. But for those who are still learning in this triangle pose, simply just put your hand on a block for a little twist. Keeping your right hip pulled back, your left hip forward. Maintaining your keeping the legs nice and straight here. Breathe. Opening the heart here in this posture. Looking up, if you will. And then let your left arm float down. Inhale, look up, and then bend your right knee. You can use your block to support you if this is not comfortable. we're going to go for an extended side angle. So there's a couple of options here for extended side angle. Front knee bent, you can have your right arm rest onto your knee, and then like a bow and arrow, pull your left arm up, and then exhale up and over, pulling your thumb back. Having a nice line from the tip of your fingers all the way down to the back heel. Another variation would be kind of like the triangle. You can rest your hand on the block or floor and extend your arm up. Fantastic. Breathe here for a few moments. I know we're starting off with the fun postures right away, but bear with me. You got this. When you're ready, imagine two angels pulling your wrist to lift you all the way back up. Use your core, and we will meet in Warrior Two. Find your gaze looking past your front fingertips. Reach forward, flip that front palm, drop the back palm up and over, Peaceful Warrior. Awesome. Pull that thumb back ever so slightly, keeping your heart open. Breathe. You got this. And then exhale, cartwheel it down, all the way down. We're going to bring that front foot back to meet that. Plant the palms, and we will meet in downward facing dog. Go ahead and pedal it out. You might want to move the block aside for a second. Take your time. Find something that feels good here. Make sure your fingertips are nice and spread apart. Claw into those fingertips if you're feeling too much pressure in the wrists. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Awesome. Inhale, look forward, and then bring your left foot up in between the palms. And in this lunge here, if you need, you can pop that back foot up just a hair. Pivot at an angle. We're going to tuck in our tailbone slightly and inhale, swoop the arms forward and up, Warrior One. Awesome. And we sing the Warrior Song. Bum, ba-dum, bum, bum. Anyways, we breathe here, lifting in the front body, grounding in the back body. Try to avoid bending in that back knee. If you want a micro bend, that's fine, but try to keep from doing that if possible. And don't allow that front knee to bend past the front toes here. You want to keep it right over your ankle. Breathe deep. And then exhale. Open wide for Warrior Two. What about triangle? Well, we're going to mix things up today, y'all. we're going to stay here in Warrior Two for just a few beats here. Breathe deep, my friends. Grounding down through the tailbone, nice and lifted. Now, a lot of teachers try to make you either go where both of your hip flexors are facing the front short edge of the mat or the outer short edge. For me, find what feels natural to you, because everybody's different. Breathe deep, gaze past your front pointing finger. Inhale, reach forward, flip the front palm, drop the back, exhale, up and over, Peaceful Warrior. That's the way it was. That's the way, I like it. Awesome. Up and over, we go to cartwheel all the way down. Grab your block here. Go into extended side angle. So you can plant your hand onto the block or rest your forearm on your thigh here. bow and arrow your arm all the way up and then over. Feeling a nice long stretch in the right side body. Pulling your thumb back ever so slightly. Use your breath. You're doing awesome. You did the hardest part, which was showing up. Now you get to reap the benefits. Awesome work. Lower that right hand down. Now this time we're going to hop that back foot up just so slightly. Straighten that front knee. So we're having our triangle posture now. And go in, like we're doing extended side angle, you may want to adjust your block. Place your hand on your block or on the mat. And bow and arrow on your way up. Trikonasana. You should feel that in your right hip. It should feel really nice actually. Now if you feel any pain, any discomfort that is pushing too much, please ease off. If you want, you could just simply stay in straight legs and just have your head halfway lift. But if you wanted to do the twist with me, breathe, and then exhale, lower that right hand. Bend the front knee, bring your back foot back just a hair, plant the right palm. Let's do a little twist. Reach your left hand up towards the sky. Breathe. Exhale, lower that left hand this time. We're going to hippity hop that back foot up to meet the front. We're going to inhale, halfway lift, whichever version. Hands to shins, hands to thigh, hands to floor. Several options here. And then exhale, we fold. Take a moment here, my friends. Wrap your wrist around your elbows and sway gently from side to side. Have a micro bend in the knees. Maybe bend generously in the knees if you need to. Shake your head yes, no. Inhale, halfway lift once more. Exhale, fold. Inhale, swoop the arms all the way up to the sky. Tadasana. And exhale, hands meet at the heart center. Take a moment to notice how you feel, my friends. You feel awake? You feel the juices flowing? Awesome. Inhale, sweep the arms forward, up and back. Exhale, fold. Plant the palms, drop, bring back one foot and the other. We're going to meet in downward facing dog. Just take a few breaths here. The ground. Awesome work. So this is going to be a little weird. So you could either step up to the top or walk your hands back to the back, or you could take one step forward with both feet, two hands back with your hands, step forward, hands back, and you meet in the middle. Halfway lift, inhale your version. Nice long back, slight chin tucking in. Exhale, fold. Inhale, swoop up. And exhale, hands to heart. Wonderful. Take a moment. Relax the shoulders with each exhale. And we're going to bring ourselves to have our feet facing the long edge of the mat now. So we're going to bring our feet about 3 feet apart, a little bit wider than hip width, and we're going to do a wide-legged forward bend. You may want to grab your block here for support. We're going to inhale, swoop our arms up. Exhale, float your hands and your body down. You can use your block to support. Now the goal here is to eventually walk your hands to be in line with the feet. and maybe even your head would touch the ground. I know that's asking a lot, so I don't expect it from everybody. So if you can simply start by having your hands meet a block, that's fantastic. But eventually, using your breath, you'll notice, you'll slowly, your head will inch its way downward. Just find yourself with nice, long, deep breaths here. Keeping your feet grounded. By grounded, try to find your thighs trying to squeeze together. Nice, strong legs. Find it release in the hips here. Breathe. Awesome. Inhale, halfway lift. You can either use the block support or put your hands on your hips. Nice long spine. Exhale, fold. One more time. Strong legs. Inhale, rise all the way up. Feel strong, feel super today. And then we heel toe our heels and toes together. Back to the center of the mat. Okay, my friends, from here, we're going to do another forward fold. Inhale, swoop your arms up. Reach, reach, reach. Find lift in the front body. Exhale, and we fold forward all the way. Have your feet together, if not already. Really together. If you need a micro bend, go ahead and release. Stay here for a second. Breathe deep. Shaking our head yes, again, no. Keeping loose from the neck up. Wonderful. Inhale, halfway lift or hurry. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach your hands towards the sky. You exhale, hand meets at heart center. Awesome. So that concludes the first third of the practice today, which was the standing work. The rest of the mat, congratulations. Rest of the class, congratulations. We're going to be on the floor for the remainder. But this again, you're going to need your block still, or a pillow, and a strap here eventually. So go ahead and set your block aside gently and slowly. We're going to meet seated onto our mats. So we're going to go ahead and lengthen our legs out long, staff pose. So have yourself nice and tall. And you know, it's interesting to think that even just having your legs out long and your toes focused towards your forehead or head, that in itself is yoga, just because it's elongating the hamstrings, it's correcting posture in the spine, it's just simply noticing the area of the mat and where it touches your body and where your body meets the floor. You are fully going to be supported by the floor here, and just know you are supported. You are being carried here. You can wiggle your toes, keeping your heart lifted, and we're going to inhale, reach our arms up. Exhale, we fold forward. Now, it looks differently to everyone. You can have your hands right here on your thighs. They could even be here on your shins. If you feel comfortable, they can reach your toes or feet. Everyone's posture looks different. And this isn't a competition, this is yoga. Have yoga meet you where you are. day. Every day looks different. If you could one day reach your toes no problem, and then the next day or so you can't, that's cool. That's cool. You just got to, it's important to embrace where you are and, like a better phrase, chill out. We are all in our own journeys here, and it looks different daily. It's easy to beat yourself up, but you know what? Life is short. Focus in on the breath when you get those wandering thoughts. Breathe deeply. Find love. A little self-care. Maybe find a little organic movement here, swaying your head gently side to side. And when you're ready, walk yourself all the way back up. And up next, we got ourselves a hero pose. So this might be, if you're not comfortable with that position, you may want to grab a block or a pillow to place underneath your hips. Hero posture, or hero pose, is when you have your feet apart, knees together, or nearly together, and you start from your hands and knees, and you walk your hips back, nice and gently. Now, just a warning for those who might have knee issues, you may want to have a blanket supporting underneath your knees, but also just be mindful of how you move. If this is not comfortable for you, have your feet together, knees together, and simply sit on to your heels. Or you can simply sit in a cross-legged seat. But for those who want to go into hero pose, knees together, feet apart, your hips rest gently in between your heels. Again, option to place the block underneath your hips. No obligation. If you don't have a block, grab a pillow or a book. Looks differently. And we're going to sit in this posture for just about a minute or two. Opportunity to maybe give your feet a little massage. Have your heart lift. Try to, if you can, focus on your pinky toes and pressing them into the mat. What's George Ethan talking about? Well, it's to open up the heel area and to get better circulation at the feet. But also build strength. This is building flexibility in the shins, in the calves, and the thighs, and the knee joints. We'll focus in on elongating that tailbone downward and the crown of your head reaching up towards the sky. And we're just sitting, nothing fancy. After a while, you might be like, whew, well, that is a pose right there, isn't it? I'm feeling it in my legs for sure. Just another 2 or 3 breaths, my friends. And on your next inhale, we're going to halfway lift off and back onto our knees. We're going to kick our right foot forward. Now we're preparing for half hero, so get your blocks if you haven't already, because this is going to be a bit more intense than just the full hero. Your left foot remains where it was with the hero pose, and your right leg goes out long in front of you. Now if you're feeling brave and you want to remove that block and rest like this, this is also a good preparation posture for full hero. I'll be a hero. Be your own hero today, my friends. You are my hero, actually, for showing up and for showing up for yourselves. You guys are awesome. Remember, keep that lift in the front body. And if you feel a cramp sensation, that's a good sign to ease off. So have no shame with putting a block underneath your hip. That's cool. It's cool. No judgment, just love. Breathe, breathe, breathe. This is supported half hero pose. Having the ground come up to meet you. Where you are. Remember, nice long spine. Have that crown to tail connection here. Keeping your front toes focused in towards your third eye or the middle of your forehead. All right, now we switch. So to ease out of the pose, you walk your hands forward, bring your right foot back, adjust your block as needed, keep your left foot forward, front toes facing your forehead, and then ease back into the posture. Nice and easy, take your time. We're no yogi robots, we are humans, we are people who need to ease into things, especially when fall is coming full circle and the air is getting colder, your joints are not wanting to move as easily. Nurture yourself. You got this. Breathe deep. And then this variation here, this awesome opportunity once you're comfortable to simply be with your breath, to be with your body, to find stillness and ground yourself. Some feel-good stuff right here. If you're feeling, again, if you feel pain or like, oh my gosh, I can't do this, chill out, just ease off a little bit. Again, use your block to support you. Even if you add a pillow onto your block, it's cool. Maybe you can put your hands behind you, open your heart space. Peek if you need to, look at me. Wonderful. All right, guys, we're going to come out of posture, and we're going to meet on the center of our mats in a nice cross-legged seat. Here, we're just going to observe our bodies, observe the mat and the ground rising up to meet us, observe the breath, and just be with yourself for a few moments. Open your hearts, have your hands, the top of your hands resting on the knees here. Maybe you could have your mudra, your pointing finger to thumb. Maybe you close your eyes or soften your gaze to the bridge of your nose. Take a few moments of breath here. Letting go all the things that be coming up or bubbling to the surface. Observing how you feel and letting go of what doesn't serve you in the present moment. Maybe if you're so inclined, you may recite a sacred Om. For the sake of demonstration, I'll do one myself. Take a deep breath in. We say Om. Om. Breath or Om. If you're unfamiliar with the Om, which is portrayed a lot in the media, Om has quite the story, which maybe I'll do a video on that sometime. Or you can Google it. But Om actually has a pretty cool story, and the history of it is quite awesome. So check it out if you ever get a chance. Breathe here. One more breath. Let it out. Awesome. From here, lean back just a hair, and we're going to meet in cobbler's pose, also known as butterfly or bound angle. So we're going to open our hips a little bit. And if this isn't available to you as is, of course, you can put the block or pillow underneath your hips to help you. Simply just have your hands gently wrap around your ankles here, lifting the heart space, grounding down through the tailbone, grounding the thighs, the thigh bones down towards the mat, breathing deeply. Maybe keep your eyes closed or soften your gaze. If you're inclined, you can try to open your feet up like a book here. Maybe you could peer over and read the book. Also, another cool technique I've learned is if you are troubled or have stress in your life, and you can imagine your feet kind of like a journal. You write what ails you there, and then you close the book and let it leave from there. Also, invitation to give yourself a little foot massage, a little foot care, because your feet carry you throughout the day. Find what feels awesome for you. And if you just need stillness, find that stillness. Maybe find a little inward smile. You got this. All right, take one more breath all together, my friends. And long breath out. Okay, so we're going into wide-legged forward fold. Grab your blocks, put your feet out wide. Now they don't need to be all the way to the ends of the mat or the earth here, but do so what fits your needs. Grab your block if you have not done so already. Of course, the blocks are optional, but just for the sake of safety and finding what feels good, I recommend it. Get your block or book or pillow. Inhale. We're going to swoop our arms up. Find a nice long spine. Toes pointing towards you. Exhale, we fold forward. Now, your head, you can keep it up for a little bit. Breathe. But notice your breath, and like earlier with our standing wide-legged forward fold, how gently the breath moves us and guides us forward and down. And eventually, you could find your head resting on your block, or onto your hands, or maybe even all the way down to the mat. I recommend the block because we don't need to force ourselves into the posture here. It's just noticing the sensations and taking time to be present with the body. That's what's important. Be aware of the thigh bones and sitting bones. Make sure everything's grounded. And come back to your breath. Breathe deep. Stretching your legs like this, it releases a lot of tension and stress from your days. If you work in the retail world, or if you are on your feet a lot, or if you are even sitting a lot, leg stretches are pertinent to living a happier existence. So take a little time during each day to try to find a little leg stretch. Couple more breaths here. And when you're ready, you can open up your eyes, use your hands to guide yourself all the way back to a tall spine. Awesome work. So from here, my friends, we're going to go from our wide-legged forward fold. We are going to go into a downward facing hero pose. So, block is our best friend today. And so, start from your hands and knees like I've mentioned before. All right, my friends, from your all four tabletop position, we're going to walk our hips back, go all the way to the floor or sit on a block. And this is and then find yourself nice and comfortable like you were when you were in hero pose before. And then allow your belly to cascade over your thighs. As we go into, it's not an extended child's pose because your hips are seated in between your heels here, but it's very similar. You want to allow your belly to cascade over your thighs and walk your hands forward. Breathe deep. Continue to walk your hands, find a stretch in the back body, breathe into the back body. Maybe your forehead meets the mat here. Take a couple more breaths. You got this. And when you're ready, go ahead and walk yourself back up. Go back onto all fours. We'll move our hips back and we're going to cross our legs, and now we're going to do a forward cross-legged seat, a forward folding cross-legged seat. So you can have your cross-legged any other way. You could have your one leg resting on top of the other, or just a normal crisscross applesauce. So inhale, nice long spine. Exhale, walk your hands forward, working to keep your glutes glued to the mat. And breathe. Nice, long, deep breaths. Again, maybe your forehead meets the mat, maybe not. But focus on breathing into the back body and finding length. Keep that the crown to tail connection. Your hips are just as important to stretch as your legs here. As far as the stress conversation I had was earlier, your hips, they're what holds your legs together. So, of course, they gotta have a little flexibility love too. Take a little time out of your day to work your hips. This is one of the ways to do so. Maybe find some organic movement, swaying your head side to side. Peek if you need to at me. Maybe you can walk your hands to the left side. Breathe. Next inhale, walk your hands to the right side. Exhale. Breathe. Notice what comes up and then let it go. And then back to center. Walk yourself back up to seated. Up next, we got ourselves a folded staff, so lean back to kick your legs out forward. So folded staff, once more, we are going to inhale, halfway lift. Did I say halfway lift? So just do your thriller arms then. If we're going to go halfway lift this time. Halfway lift your arms, give your wrist a little love here. Pull on each side. Maybe you can follow my direction here, peek if you need to. Give yourself a wave. Awesome. Okay. Inhale, swoop your arms up. Oh, and then exhale, we fold. Again, we are all in different places. Embrace where you are. Breathe here for a few moments. Keeping your toes active. Find a little self-love breath here. And then when you're ready, walk yourself back up. Find a nice erect spine. And then we're going to go into cross-legged seat once again. So for the sake of this video, I'm just going to face the camera, cross my legs, going to go into a seated twist. To do this, we're going to inhale, swoop our arms up. Make sure your tailbone is nice and grounded. Maybe if this isn't comfortable for you, get a block or a pillow underneath your hips. Then we exhale, place the right hand to the left knee, left hand behind you. And instead of crunching into that twist, let's try to ease into it. And by doing that, we use our breath. We inhale, find a nice long spine. Exhale, gaze past your left shoulder. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, twist a little deeper. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, twist. Squeezing out the tension. One more time, breathe in, lift and lengthen. Exhale, twist. Walk your hands back to center. We'll do the other side. Inhale, swoop the arms forward and up. Exhale, place the left hand to right knee, right hand behind you. Find a lift in the heart space. Inhale, nice long spine. Exhale, twist. Look and gaze beyond your right shoulder. Inhale, find length. Exhale, bring your navel in towards the spine. Twist a little deeper. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, twist. Awesome work. Walk yourself back to center. Going to elongate our legs again, and then this time I want you to have your right knee bent, like so. Hook your left elbow around the right leg, and then place your right hand behind for support. I'm going to inhale, find length. Exhale, twist to your right, using your leg to guide you. Inhale, find length. Exhale, deepen your twist. Navel to spine. Find an inward smile here as you continue to breathe deep. And deepen your twist. Again, if we're avoiding pain, so if you feel something that is very discomforting, please ease off for your safety and health. Couple more breaths, my friends. You're doing amazing. And then bring yourself back to center. We're going to go to the other side. Bend that left knee this time. I'm going to hook our right arm into the left leg this time. And then we inhale, find length, and we go into our twist with our exhale. This is not only just good for the spine, but it's good for the hips as well. Keep the heart lifted. And when you're ready, we're going to bring ourselves back to center. Our last chance, last call for hero pose. So grab your blocks one more time if you need them. If not, that's cool. But you can bring yourself back into hero pose from table. And from here, we're going to do a hero twist. So it works like the same with the cross-legged. You inhale, swoop your arm. We're going to twist to the right. Exhale, place the left hand to your right knee, right palm behind you, and twist. This gives you a little extra length in the tailbone here than the other postures. Inhale, find length. Lengthen the top of the head up, tailbone down. Exhale, twist. Use your breath, lift and lengthen. Exhale, navel to spine. One or two more. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, navel to spine. Walk yourself back to center. Other side. Again, use the block if your feet or heels or ankles are feeling uncomfortable here. And then we're going to twist the other way. Reach up. Exhale, twist. Right hand to left knee, right hand behind to support. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, twist. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, twist a little deeper. Breathe deep, my friends. Follow your breath. Let it be your guide, your comfort. Try to elongate it if you can. And when you're ready, bring ourselves back to the center. So, we are moving into our final four postures here. So from here, we're going to meet in a seated position. We're going to cobbler or butterfly pose or bound angle pose. And so here's where you can start incorporating the strap here. So grab your strap if you haven't already. Wrap it around the ankle here. So I just put mine underneath my feet here. Pay attention if you need to. And then we're going to lower all the way back. Now the purpose of the strap here is to keep your ankles near the hips here. And so we start to settle into this position. Feet met together, legs wide apart, using the strap to support. Strap is optional, of course, whichever works best for you. Take several breaths here. Find ease in the moment. You did good, my friends. Sometimes it's the most difficult by simply staying still and being with oneself for a while. But it's okay. You're discovering new things about yourself and taking the time out of your day to explore. Continue to breathe deep, fill your belly, fill up. And if you aren't using a strap, simply have your hands rest on your hip flexors here. Or you can have your hands rest, one on the belly and the other on your heart space as you feel your inhales lift them up and cascade down with the exhale. When you're ready, use your hands to guide your knees kept together. And we're going into our toe holding pose. So take your strap and we're going to start with the right foot this time. You can have the option to have your left knee bent or out straight in front of you. We're completely on our mat, on our backs here. With the strap, or if you're flexible enough, grab your big toe with your peace fingers here. We're going to start by simply just waving the left foot a little left to right. And then we go and release our right foot all the way to the right. It doesn't have to meet the floor here. I want to make sure that is perfectly clear. It doesn't have to make it all the way to the floor. That's what the strap's for. Breathe here. Again, you can have your left knee bent as you stretch out the right leg. It's a really great hamstring stretch right here. Really good for the hips as well. You can use both hands if you need to hold the straps. Bring the strap close to your body. And then bring that right foot all the way back up. And use it to pull your foot all the way towards you for a few breaths. And if you even want, you can use it for a twist, a supine twist. But that's entirely optional. Play a little, have some fun. You can pause the video and play around with the strap and where your foot rests. That's up to you. I'm going to continue on and we're going to switch to the other side. So wrap your strap around your left foot this time. a nice grip on that strap. Play around a little bit, get some movement going. Maybe if you want to elongate that right leg, you may. And then eventually your right foot left foot will go all the way towards the left. It doesn't have to meet the floor, or in my case, the chair, but find what feels good here. Find ease, not tension. Keep your toes nice and active. That means for both feet. Be mindful here, my friends. Breathe, breathe, breathe. When you're ready, and only when you're ready, bring your foot back to center. You can do a supine twist, like I mentioned earlier. That is optional as well. And we're going to do our final posture before Shavasana, which is bridge pose. So, my friends, bridge pose is great for stretching the lower back muscles and the thighs. Bring your heels close into your hips. Press your hands down firmly into the mat and scoop your tailbone up to start. And then lift your hip flexors up to reach towards the sky. Imagine your tailbone reaching towards your kneecaps here. Press into the mat firmly. Maybe shimmy in your shoulder blades. Maybe your heart space reaches towards your chin slightly, and your chin maybe from there reaches towards the sky. Use your hands for support, or maybe you can reach your hands to each other and interlace, pressing your pinky fingers into the mat. Finding a bit more of a stretch here with the shins, raising your hips up towards the sky. Breathe, breathe, breathe. You got this. A couple more breaths. Maybe squeeze in those glutes. You got this. 3, 2, 1. Release the hands. Roll gently and slowly all the way down. Maybe you can windshield wiper the knees just a hair. Windshield wiper the feet by having them separate to the outer edges of the mat and swaying from side to side. And when you're ready, and only when you're ready, you can do some yogi freestyle, do some happy baby, do plow pose. You could do another bridge, do supine twist. But take your time as we go slowly into Shavasana, our final resting posture. Elongating the legs out long, the arms to rest to your sides, and find stillness. Either finding the softness in the gaze, looking past the ridge of your nose, or even closing your eyes all the way. Shavasana, our final resting pose, is one to let go of everything entirely, to be completely still, to just be with the breath for a few moments. To be aware of the body, to notice what comes up, and to let it flow. To witness the mindfulness and where it goes without judgment. You are supported in this posture. The ground is arms come up to meet your body. And you can stay in this pose as long as you like. You can pause the video and listen to some music and simply be, or if you gotta go, you gotta go. But I thank you so much for being here for yourselves. So we begin our practice from standing, and we conclude on the ground, completely flat on our mat. And in this end of practice, you can take your hands, bring it to your hands together to your forehead. And we say namaste to promise ourselves mindfulness of how we think. We bring our hands together to our lips, say namaste, bring mindfulness to how we speak. And then finally, hands to heart. Namaste, mindfulness to how we feel and how we live. And when you're ready, we can roll over to one side, nice and gently. Take your time. Find yourself in a comfortable seat. Your heart lift. One final namaste. Bring your hands together to your heart. We bow to our hands in gratitude. We say all together now, namaste. The light in me sees and values and loves the light in you. With that, I thank you oh so much for joining me in this practice today. It's an absolute honor to share this practice with you every single weekend. You can find me on my Facebook page, which will be linked below, and feel free to leave a comment of what you would like to see in future videos. This is brought to you by Wilkes Recovery Revolution and Yoga with George and Ethan. My name is George Ethan Cox. I'm your yoga instructor. It's an honor and privilege to serve you in this practice. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for showing up for yourself. And I'll see you guys again soon. Have a great day.